I love guns. Well, I hate to break it to you, but those guns probably just want to be friends. So watch where you're sticking your finger. Damn it. I am a grown-ass man. Hey, everybody, welcome to the MURCA Guns and Freedom podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just an open chat. You set the agenda here. You ask whatever question you want to ask, suggest whatever topic you want to suggest, and I will do my best to address it. Now, remember, I'm not the only person here that can answer questions, so make sure you pay attention to the live chat, because if you ask something I don't know, there might be someone in the chat that does, who will be more than happy to help you out. So, and feel free to just talk amongst yourselves without me if you want to. But like I said, you ask the questions, we'll answer them. I like to start off these chats by reading the names of people who have purchased items over the last 24 hours, because that does support TYMP and sometimes Pets and Vets. Sean Bain got an I Love Guns and Puppies shirt. No, he got a mug. That was a mug. Dave Procell got the Guns Don't Kill People, the Government Does shirt. And William Schoonover got the I Don't Know You, That's My Purse, Bobby versus Bloomberg shirt. So thanks to those people for helping support the TYMP. With that being read, if you want to become a member of TYMP, if you want to become a Subscribe Star member, a Patreon member, even become a deputy or a posse member or a Mouse Guns fanatic, we got pictures of the patches and stuff today. Some of them are pretty much done, so they're going to be coming soon after a long delay. But go on over to tympistolproject.com. There's on that page you can join up as a Subscribe Star member. You can join as a Patreon member. You can do one-time donations. You can register to be a TYMP recipient. And by the way, I want to announce to the judges of TYMP, we only got 3 entries last month. So every one of them is going to be chosen. So you don't have to vote. And what I'm going to do is I finally got one person from last month to weigh in. So I'm going to take the 3 new people and add them to the 3 that never weighed in, and we're just going to do a 6er this month. And I think there's one person that has never ever answered me that actually finally answered me yesterday, so it's actually going to be a 7er. But so no need to vote. Only got 3 entries, and I'll announce those here in a couple of days. I vomited in my mouth a little bit when I burped. All right. With that all being said, let's get over here, see if there's any questions coming in. Today is, what is today's date? Today is the 9th, right? Yeah, the 9th. Let's see here what we got. Gregory Pepper did his recurring monthly donation. William Schoonover bought a shirt. John Heasley chimed in here and said, for the Pets and the Vets, and he got an entry into the drawings for that. Dale Rickety also got an entry and said, what did he say? Darth Dale here, Luke is not my son. Super chat, Darth Dale here, Luke is not my son. I think Dale Rickety is having an episode. Do you have a son named Luke? Christopher Jones. That's a very English name. Gummy Wuzzle here. Hail Phil. What do you think of the Taurus TH10 now that it's been out a while? Also, I ordered my PX4 in 40 today. You have something to do with that. Well, I'll take credit for that, because PX4 Storm is an awesome gun. Also, to address the first part, I haven't had any real experience with the TH10. I haven't even seen one in a store. So, I mean, yeah, The newest Taurus models, I bought one for someone who won the friend gift certificate, the friend gift certificate, but I haven't even laid hands on one other than seeing them at SHOT Show. So I don't really have a lot of experience with them. Maybe someone else in here does. I know Taurus has really stepped up their polymer gun game. I will say that. I do give them that. I give away a ton of the G3Cs because they're a good little gun for the money. Although I will say if I could get a good deal on a different gun, I would probably do it. But I like the G3C because it's got a safety in case they want a safety and all this other stuff. So it's a good choice. Me and Christopher Jones. Isn't that a song? I'd say Chrissy Jones to make it fit the rhythm. Me and Chrissy Jones. If I move up there by you, would you be my wingman and go with me to cruise nursing homes for hot chicks? Oh no, my cruising days are over. That's Kevin Payton, by the way. I don't even have the desire. I mean, like if I became I almost said a widow tomorrow. If I became a widower, I don't think I would even try to find anybody to remarry. I would be like, I wouldn't want strange people coming touching my shit in my house, or much less touch me. I don't want them touching me. Just get yourself a Jamaican nurse, and just have somebody to talk to. That's what Dale Rickety did. I think he's still got a wife, though. She just has the nurse keep him company, busy, keep him off of her. Jacoby says, can you autograph a part of the Pico? I probably can. I could probably laser etch my little logo, my little signature logo into the part of it somewhere. Dale Riggedy said cock. Did he use a 0 instead of an O to say cock, though? That looks suspiciously like a 0, not an O. Let me see. C-O-C-K. Yeah, he used a 0. He cheated. Yep, that's a 0. He's a cheater. Always thinking of a way to game the system. That's what he's doing. He's Italian. You know, they invented organized crime. Actually, I think our government invented organized crime. They spurred the development of it, that's for sure, with their draconian laws. But that was Kevin Payton that wants to go cruising nursing homes for hot chicks. There's a lot of nursing homes around here, though. You won't have any trouble finding one. Seems to be a big business around here. I think it's a big business everywhere now that everybody's getting old. Yo, funny money here. That's true. It's funny money. Well, it comes across as dollars, I think, when you use PayPal. So I don't think it works that way. I think it's actual money. I don't know why YouTube doesn't do that. I don't think I ever see any of that money because I don't think they convert it. So I don't think they bother. This one is from Edwin Rodriguez. Have I told y'all that's my niece's last name now? Your thoughts on the GP Arms Forza 3.1, even though it's 9mm. I have no thoughts on it whatsoever because I've never shot one, never seen one in person, nothing like that. I'm sure there's lots of reviews of it online. I don't know if there's anybody that's reliable, but I like the looks of them. I will say that. I think they look cool, especially that really shorty one. I like them, but I think it's got a 3-inch barrel or 3.1 because it's called the Forza 3.1. That's why it's got the 3-inch barrel. I think that's the one you're talking about, but it's not super high priced for what it is. I mean, you can find a whole lot more expensive, but you kind of put it together here, don't you? Like you choose what you want, like what type of RMR footprint, type of slide, type of frame, color frame, where you want bull barrel, ported barrel. You can choose your barrel, but it's really customizable, I'll say that. And looks pretty cool. Well, it looks like a 2011, but I like that short barrel. It looks really nice. But like I say, I've never seen one, so can't say I can't like gush over it or anything, but I like the looks of it. Who was that? That was Edwin Rodriguez. I say you should buy one, and then you let me know whether it's a good gun. I think that'd be a good deal right there. Can you buy a gun? I assume with the last name Rodriguez, you're probably a felon. That's what I told my niece. I'm like, Rodriguez, so you married a felon? Not because he's Latino. It's just that name sounds like one that's in every prison movie. And they usually are Latino. So, John Heasley says, I want a silver bullet for the pets and vets. Well, you're registered to win one. I'm surprised you haven't won one. You won 2 guns. What? How greedy are you? You won 2 guns already. What more do you want? Some people ain't won nothing. Of course, they haven't donated as much money as you either. So most of them ain't donated anything. So after careful reflection and study, I kind of think Phil might not be real and might be a false idol. I think you're insane. And I think you're going to get some shit for that. Just be expecting something bad to happen in your life over the next day or 2 or week. You never know. 2 weeks. He might take 2 months. He likes to keep you guessing, but he's going to get you. He's going to get you. Yeah, that's blasphemy. I won't have blasphemy in my chat, especially not from Penis Cock. Mr. Penis Cock in here talking shit. Where are we at? Okay, that answers all the super chats. Let's get over to the emails now. Share email, share screen. All right, here it is. Mr. Penis Cock himself, who's talking all his shit. I got me a new toy today, 1858 new Army Sheriff's model. It's the only shorty barrel, and it's the little brother to my long barrel one. Haven't cleaned the factory oil off of it yet. Always wanted one of those. I think they're very cool. Although I think if I bought a cat ball, it'd be a break top, but still, I like the looks of those. I like the dimensions of those. Let's share the next email here. This is from Gummy Wuzzle, and I'm not going to even get into the P320 stuff. They don't go off on their own. That latest video, guys, slamming it into a cheap polymer holster, and it goes off as he's slamming it in the holster. You can even see the little piece moving that is the trigger lock. So you shoved a gun that has a very light trigger with no safety on it into a gun that has a trigger lock mechanism on it, and you slammed it in as hard as you can, which is going to be a dangerous thing to do. And you pay the price. Not the gun's fault. That's the shooter's fault. And then 2 of his guns. He got a M&P Shield, and he's got a Colt Python, the blued one. It's dusty. He needs to dust it off. Why is it so dusty? It's one of the old ones. You can tell from the pins in the front. It's an original. Then we got here Don Googly Goo. He said, hi, you Yankee. Sharing my grip makeover of my Smith & Wesson 686 Plus Pro Series revolver with the YM Posse. Finally got around to replacing the black rubber grips with some VZ grips. They fit the hand better and have a nicer texture. That's not too aggressive. Way better than the squishy rubber. I agree. I don't like rubber grips. I love what I love about these. I love the slab barrel, and I like the cutout so that you can see the little, it's like he's circumcised. You can see the little end of the shaft right there. Must be Jewish. But yeah, those always I like the dark cherry red ones. And I wanted to share this email. Hold on. Boom, boom, boom. This one is the patches that have been made. You can see here with the Mickey Mouse mold is done. They're making those. The K9 unit patch is done. These will be the first patch sent out for the TYMP Pet Defenders. This is the one for the mouse gun fanatic level. Also, we got these ones will be available for purchase here. So, and then there was another one that came in before. Where is it? Oh, yeah, the Resist. So they're starting to get made over there. These are not stitched on yet. That's why they look a little weird right here. That's the channel for the stitching. And then the Revolution 2025. I love that little Mickey design. I don't know why more people don't like that design. All right, now we just got some questions. Edgar Cortez sent me an email and said, did I understand correctly that I read that I run the silver bullet drawing? So if so, please use it for the winner of next month's drawing. I release you from all liability in the event I am attacked by a werewolf. I continue to enjoy content of your channel very much. Edgar L. Cortez, MD. He's one of them high learning people, as I said before. And then I got an email from Rick Shira. Says, Hope you're good at framing pictures. Couldn't help myself. That's all I wanted to say. Please let me know you got the package. I suppose it's supposed to be delivered today. Was it coming UPS? Because UPS left us a little letter in our mailbox saying we got something. They didn't bother coming up to the house. And I think it's probably because Django was laying out on the front porch. Because, he's such a vicious monster. He probably didn't even bother looking at him, but still. We got some UPS people that they drive up, they say dog, they drive off. Which, self-preservation. I don't fault them too much, but all right. Then we got another email here I can share from G.I. Jose. And he says, you having both stainless and blued, which one would you choose? The blue, not really blue, or made of alloy steel, which is stronger than stainless steel. Not really blue and made of alloy. Like I said, I don't know about that, but I'm broke but looking. In these two guns, I will say, if you're going to carry it, the stainless is just the easier to care for gun. They look fine, but the blue is much prettier. They polish it up more. They blue it. It's got a prettier sheen to it. I like the contrast of the stainless hammer and the trigger with it. I always do change the grip, so I don't like those rubber grips. But if it was going to be just I don't know, even if I was going to carry it, maybe I might go with the blue. If I'm going to open carry, because it just looks so much nicer. I think it looks nicer. Yeah, I think it looks nicer. And then here's another email question I got. Why everyone seems to think an exposed hammer is going to snag on something. I have never had that happen. People like to overthink every possible negative scenario, especially if they can use that to justify their opinions or their preferences. So you got to be careful sometimes. Then we got one more here that needs to be shown. Thoughts on matte stainless? G.I. Jose is asking about the Inox matte stainless. I like the matte stainless from Beretta. It looks really nice. I've got some right here, a couple of them. Beretta really does a nice matte stainless. It makes it look good with the aluminum frame. Get yourself some stainless components to put on it, and it looks really nice. So I can't say nothing bad about it. I like them. That's quite the screenshot you took there. We can see he took a picture from their what do you call it, their website. All right. Jacoby says, get a standard manufacturing 357 when you retire. You mean I'll get one when I retire? I'm already retired, so someone should get me one. I don't have a standard manufacturing 357 Magnum. I got a 45 Colt. I will take a 357 Magnum gladly. Gummy Wuzzle, how do Hogue grips with no visible screws attach? Well, usually the ones they slip up onto a tang or the grip frame, and then they have a little screw at the bottom. But most of them will have a visible screw. But if they don't, they probably are complete wraparounds, which means they're one piece and they slide up over a tang and then they screw in from the bottom. There's a screw at the bottom. All right, let's see. Am I ready to get over here to the live chat? Let me make sure I'm all caught up on everything before we do that. Peter DeBoner was the last one. Oh, nope, we got another one came in real quick. Per Gustafsson did a super chat over here and said, I love guns. Well, I hate to break it to you, but those guns probably just want to be friends. So watch where you're sticking your finger. That's rude. And as of right now, I don't know if you can get in trouble for assault on that. I think guns are not a protected class. I got a new email coming in. I got to answer real quick here before I forget. Here we go. New gun. This is from Teddy Two Guns. CZP10 45 ACP. My co-workers needed extra cash to go home, so I helped him out. The slide is butter smooth. What's the CZ? What do you expect? Those are nice little guns. I like them. If I was going to carry a striker fire gun, it'd be definitely one I would consider. And you got to help somebody out. You got a new gun and you got to help somebody out in need. So I would call it a win-win. Well, except for him. I mean, he doesn't win completely. He gets to go home. He gets the money he needs, but he loses a gun. So, I mean, I guess if you were a good Christian, you just would have given him the money. But then again, he might not just want the money. He might want to know he gave you something for it. So it's a moral conundrum. I've always found it you solve that by just not giving a shit about other people. Takes care of that problem right off the bat. All right, here. I think we are all caught up on all of the questions there and all the questions over here. So let's get to the live chat. Yankee lies all the time. He is a were Pomeranian. I don't think there is such a thing. And I'd be fluffier if I was a Pomeranian. He constantly lies it. Just look at the fluffy face. That's not fluff. That's fat. That's not a fluffy face. That's a fat face with a big head, which is what makes people, I've determined that's what makes people think I'm so short, is because I got a giant head. And then they see me in person and they realize, oh, he's just got a big, round, fat head. Raymond D 1776 says enjoy. I don't know why he says enjoy. Now tell everybody your hand size is 2 feet according to your personal measurement system. Well, if I use the same ruler, well, this would be, I don't know, 14 inches probably. What is it actually? Let's see. What is the span from my thumb there? Just a hair over 9 1/4, approaching 9 1/2 inches. So that's about right, I'd say. It's close. I can't stretch them quite far enough apart, but it's pretty close. You know. So stop snickering. Nobody told you, I hope. People just saying cock for the sake of saying cock. Do you know the Kel-Tec P380 is more expensive than a Ruger LCP? Well, that's ridiculous. That's like the stupidest thing I ever heard. Why we like watching you? You aren't bought and paid for. No one's bought me. I can tell you that right now. And it is not a morality issue. It is not that I am too good for that or that I am too principled. It's that no one really makes a good offer. See, originally I thought I was worth more than I was, so I didn't take the offers, and now I can't get any offers. So I talked myself out of the market, because now I got a reputation of being anti-industry, which I'm not anti-industry. I promote the industry all I can. I hope it does well. I'm anti-people. I'm more anti-gun organizations that suck so much money out of the community and don't do anything. Like Nagger, they're the worst drain on the gun industry you'll ever see. But people got so much hate in the gun community that they'll give money to fear mongers and hate mongers just because they think they should. You like the Gordon Ramsay kitchen nightmare type shows? No. New Ramsay bad kitchen shows premiere on the 21st. Can't wait. Comments, rant. I've never watched Gordon Ramsay on a single show. The only cooking show I have ever watched, and I actually do like it, is the Great British Bake Off. I do love that show. It's very silly and got a lot of, dry, clever humor in it, and people having fun, and not getting overly dramatic. It's not like the American shows where, like, when she was 3, her mother was killed by tigers and she was raised by possums till she was 7 and then found and, integrated back into society, where she immediately got struck by lightning and was hit by a bus. And then, blah, 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 this big sob story for every person. They had a woman on there that was missing a hand. They never mentioned it the whole show. Never once did you find out why she's missing a fucking hand. Like, one hand was just a little pincher claw, and they're like, never brought it up. I'm like, let's see, I like that. There's no high drama. And when there is something going wrong, they have a sense of humor about it. Somebody will get upset in the moment, but they'll have a sense of humor about it. Taurus makes the 58 again. That must be very little recoil, I would guess. Maybe on the inside of the dust cover where nothing will scratch it. Well, we can see. We'll see. Let's see. Where am I at? Am I out of chat? I'm a greedy fucker. Just look at all the money I donate every month. Yes, you're a very greedy fucker. Actually, you're more just annoying. You're a nuisance on purpose. It's your job to keep my blood pressure high so that I got to take medication. In fact, every night I say I got to take my anti-Heasley meds for my OCD and my high blood pressure. The autism. How long can you store ammo knowing it's safe to shoot? Oh, I don't know. A lot of World War II stuff still around in really good condition. So I'd say at least 80 years. As long as it's cared for, I'd say 80 is a good bet. And I think anything beyond that probably you ain't going to worry about. Because if you're buying at an age where you're buying ammo, you probably ain't got 80 years left. Pro wrestler Duke the Dumpster Drozy, the garbage man, was just charged with attempted sexual exploitation of a child. Don't know what that has to do with anything. I have been a $5 patron member for almost 11 months. What patch am I able to choose? None. There's no patch for the $5 level. Patches is for the $10, $20, and then I think there's a $30 level that gets the mouse guns patch. And then there's levels that get shirts and stuff, but the $5 is just basic donation level. I didn't even used to have the $1 and $2 one. I said that so more people could get the alerts when we were doing chats, but when I had to do them on a different channel, but you get shit and you'll like it. Battleborn. Who's Battleborn? Do you own any 1911s and 38 Super? No, I'm an American. Do I look Mexican to you? Or stupid? No, I don't have any 38 Supers. I've had them. I used to have a high gloss Colt that was a 38 Super. Do you own any microscopes? If you don't, you can have one of mine. Well, why do I need a microscope? I don't think you're projecting. Sounds like somebody projecting to me. Well, of course, he said he's got them. So when he gets out his microscope and his tweezers, you know what he's got planned for the day. Who gets on your nerves more, Welper or John Heasley? Oh, definitely John Heasley. Welper, you don't get mad at a dog for doing dog things. It's like if you know someone who's got Down syndrome, you don't hold them to the same standard you hold everybody else. I mean, well, when you look at Welper, you see his beard. you know that you're not dealing with somebody with a full deck. So you take it with a grain of salt. I feel bad, LMFAO. Well, you wouldn't be laughing your ass off if you felt bad, I don't think. Think you're a sociopath. Ammunition can be stored for decades, provided it's protected from complete prolonged water immersion and corrosive elements such as pool chemicals. Well, I don't usually sprinkle my ammo with pool chemicals. It's never anything that's even ever crossed my mind. Like, you know what I should do? I should pour some pool chemicals on my ammo. Hey, who would do that? And why? Why would they do that? What's your beef with 38 Super? It's stupid. Buy a 9mm, bitch. Or else, better yet, buy a 10mm. I watched your video on Glock. Sorry, I missed it. So, suggestion, what do we do when they say get involved or get involved with who? Because I think most of just involved for the money. Well, that's why you support the actual direct calls. When lawsuits get filed, you find out how you support that lawsuit, how you what they want you to do. Not the gun groups that come in and file an amicus or file a brief or anything like that. The actual people that are suing. You go to their media. You see if they have a GoFundMe, and you fund the people that are actually fighting, not the gun groups, not the gun channels, none of that stuff. And you start being more vocal. You start, one of the biggest things a lot of people could do in the gun community is start weeding out the bad element. Stop just saying, oh, we got to have everybody. No, we don't. We don't need the bad element. When people act like idiots and say stupid stuff, hateful stuff, prejudice stuff, homophobic stuff, etc., shout them down. Don't be afraid, oh, they'll ban me from their channel. Call a fucking dick, and tell them they don't represent the gun community. Because as long as you allow them to speak unchallenged, then they represent the gun community. And we need to get that out of the gun community. We need to start being more inclusive. So that's what I mean by get involved. Be involved in the community. Try to shape our community into one that is more reasonable, that uses more common sense, that is less discriminatory. There are so many people out there in the gun community that even if you love guns, well, if you're Mexican, they ain't going to care. They don't like you. They don't want you here. They don't want your participation. Or you like guns, but you're black. You're probably a gang member. We don't want you here. You know, there's people like that. A ton of them. A lot of the biggest channels you watch are fucking racists and fucking horrible people. So, because it takes that kind of sociopathic personality to do the things you got to do to be popular. Do you have nightmares of Welper's beard? Not really. I try not to think of it. I'm pretty good at blocking out negative stuff. We had ammo in the military that was, 50 years old for 45 ACP, and there was nothing special about it other than bulk storage method. Yeah, it's just, it lasts for a long time. I mean, the ammo we shot when I was in the military, when I was in basic training, was probably at least 50 years old. And that was in the 80s. So, what does that tell you? Some of that ammo is probably still around, still being shot. Does that mean you are racist? You are the only gun channel I watch. Am I racist? Probably a little. Most people are a little racist. I don't allow it to affect my decisions when I'm judging what a person's worth, or, you know, whether they're on my side or not. I don't really care about that all that much. But if I see an Asian lady, I assume, like she can't drive. If it's a woman, I assume, she can't drive. If it's an old person, I assume, they can't drive. Usually I just don't like people that can't drive, is mainly the thing, especially if you don't understand how to hold your line. It's one of the things that gets me the most about people when they're driving is they don't know what line to follow. You always follow the inside line. You put your front tire on that inside line, not the outside line, because you do it on the outside line, you're coming around a blind quarter. The guy on the other side, if he's doing it right, bam. It's idiots that don't know how to follow their line that cause a lot of wrecks. And that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Which gun channels are racist? Name names. That's how the Epstein list stays hidden. Oh, I don't I've named names. Trust me. I don't make a point of repeating it all the time because that's not something you can really prove in court. So you don't want to get sued for that because, you know, if you can prove it, yeah, but if you can't, you can get sued for that. So I'm very careful about that one. All right, that's it. We're out of time. We got all the questions answered, everything. Let me make sure we got all the super chats and something didn't sneak in. Oh, yep, Kevin Mabry snuck in here. What did he have to say? Kevin Mabry said, for Phil, what brand, type of feed do you give your dogs? I don't know. I don't buy it. I'm not the one that goes down and gets it. And by the time I get it, it's in a big container with a screw lid, and I just scoop it out. But I think it's that it's some sort of, you can get it. It comes from Mud. I think it's called Mud Bay. I'm not sure. It's a store that you would never think was a dog store based on the name. It's like Mud Company or Mud Bay or something like that. It comes from there, and I don't know what it is. My son stops and picks it up. We have an account there, and they just charge it to my card, and he brings it home, puts it in the bin. So I don't know. That'd be like asking me what kind of laundry detergent we use. I'd be like, we have a washing machine. I got in trouble the other day because I was like, what is that noise? What's that music playing? The little ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, well, that tells a lot about you that you don't know what our washing machine sounds like. And I'm like, well, yeah, I didn't know that was it. Why does it play that music? So yeah, so you gotta be careful sometimes what you say though. Had a driver who straddled the line in both left turn lanes and was far enough back it wasn't triggering the light. Yeah, people piss me off. Especially in traffic. Oh, I become a monster in traffic. I don't like people. I want them all to die. When I'm in traffic, when I'm actively in it, my rationale becomes of the level of, I think the death penalty is adequate punishment for not using your blinker or coming to a complete stop to turn right, you know, things like that, or getting in the wrong lane or whatever. I do think that those people should be killed because I become kind of a monster when I'm stuck in traffic. But as I said, we are done. I will see you all again tomorrow. Thanks for everybody who weighed in today. Everyone participated in the conversation, kept things rolling. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe. Oh, and remember, tomorrow is Saturday, and we're going to try from now on Saturdays to do the jerk circle. The, what did we call it? The no FUD zone will be tomorrow. So if you want to participate in it, send me an email. I'll put something on Patreon Subscribe Star asking people. So tomorrow we'll be doing the no FUD zone again. So keep that in mind and be prepared. Practice your radio voice or whatever it is. I talk just like I normally talk. I don't really put on. I think I might use my phone voice in my videos sometimes, but I don't do it on purpose. But thanks everybody for coming. I appreciate everything you do for the channel. I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.